and this is interesting, listed on, this is fascinating. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night, depending on where you're watching from around the world. On that note, I haven't done this in a while. Put your country flag emoji down in the comments. And yeah, shout out to all the Italians. Viva Italia. If you're watching in Italy, La Sportiva is based in northern Italy, just so you all are aware. We're talking about a neutral trail running shoe today. Let's do the twist test. It's twisting, but not a ton. And I'll mention right now, there's some stabilizer action here on the heels, okay? Which just giving it a little more of, not as loosey-goosey through the footstep, through your personal foot strike. So I like that there. La Sportiva. Let's put it on the scale. All right, women's size 8, men's size 9 is on your screen. In my size, okay, I think I'm getting 9.8. Anyway, there's my score for the weight. I thought it might have been a little bit lower than that, given, okay, here's some footage, everybody. Look at this mud fest. There's still some mud caked on this shoe. This is an aggressive trail running shoe, perfect for the mud, perfect for loose rock. You're not messing around when you put a La Sportiva trail shoe on your feet. I'm just going to put that out there right now. Oh, did I say the name? The Cyklon. That's the name of the shoe. So this is how you spell it. C-Y-K-L-O-N. C-Y-K-L-O-N. And there's the stack heights, 28 and 20 for an 8mm drop. I kind of like that drop a lot, La Sportiva. 8 is right there in the sweet spot for me. Upper, we're looking at this abrasion resistant mesh with this TPU reinforcement, and of course the boa lockdown. All right, named after, I believe, got to watch what I say, the boa constrictor, that snake, that big scary snake. So here's the boa on the side. All right, it twists on and then it just pops, and it takes a little bit getting used to, but once you get used to it, that boa technology, it's pretty fun. There's my lockdown score. Also, I will say there's a little bit of a Gator-esque built into the top of the upper that wraps around your ankle, okay? Right around there. You see that? So just to keep some mud and grit out, and I enjoyed it. Very, very, very comfortable against the ankle, okay? So my scores for the upper are flying high. 8.5 and 8, I believe I gave it, so no complaints. Let's do the heel counter. So not, it's given a little bit, but not too much. You know, it's not as like hard as a rock, which I like. A little bit of flex to it, but you also feel very secure, very locked in inside the shoe. I don't know what to tell you. Like, this upper is just awesome. And then I'll just pull that out right there. Ortho Light insole or sock liner. All right, Ortho Light from La Sportiva. Very comfortable. All right, everybody, moving on to the compression molded EVA. It's a dual density compression mold. It looks like the durometer listed, and this is interesting, listed on, this is fascinating, on the La Sportiva website, 32. Let's see how accurate. Now that's interesting. Now, okay, there's different durometer mechanisms or scales or instruments out there. This is a Shore C durometer, which I believe is the industry standard. I did a lot of research on that. Industry standard for midsoles in running shoes. So let's just stick this in here. Okay, see, I'm getting a higher one. They're saying a 32A on the La Sportiva website. I'm not shocked that this one's coming in pretty high, okay? It is a firmer ride, 100%. I'm getting like 51 with my scale, all right? Take it as it is, and let's do the thumb test, okay? There's my ride and energy return, not jumping out at you. This midsole is built to go the distance. I'll get you the durability prediction here in a minute. So I'm not putting this shoe in the high energy return or really soft understep. If you prefer a little bit of a firmer ride, especially for rocky trails, I kind of lean in that direction when I'm up there really getting in the high country in this loose rock. boom, like sharp rock understep. You don't want a sharp rock sticking into the bottom of your foot. That's where this guy comes in handy, everybody. All right, so there you go. Overall score 8 out of 10 because it's just gonna go and go and go and go like the Duracell battery, everybody. Duracell battery, the Duracell bunny, I should say. Outsole Friction XF 2.0 mudguard is the material being used. All right, look at those lugs. I believe we're looking at about a 6 or 7. I'm a little hesitant to say 7 because that seems a little high, but 6 or 7 on the millimeter. So this is the opposite of a commuter shoe. You did not buy this shoe to run to the trails. You get to the trails, preferably aggressive trails, and you let it rip. And you just go attack those mountains, everybody. That is the type of trail shoe we are working with today. Fit, true to size, awesome. Yeah, just good work, mostly because of the BOA. I will say, if I had to pick a direction, I'd say leaning slightly narrow. And maybe it's that European influence. I feel like a lot of times that when I'm testing trail shoes out of Europe, they're just a smidge narrower than trail shoes developed here in the United States. That's been my experience with, Salomon, Innovate, La Sportiva. Who else over there? I don't even know. So anyway, I'd say leaning slightly narrow, but nothing too uncomfortable. Comfort score, a little bit low. All right, gotta call it as it is. Only because of that midsole, and not because of the upper. That midsole, it is just a little bit firmer. But again, if you're going out for the aggressive trails, boom, that's where you want a little more rigidity, a little more strength under step to protect your feet. Positive is that outsole. Drawback is probably the durometer. We just, for me, a lot of times when I'm going past 14 miles, 15 miles, with 2,000, 3,000 feet of vertical gain, I want a little more forgiveness under step personally. All right, there you have it. How will I use this shoe? Up in the high country, 100%, and at price point, I believe we're looking at 160 at least on the site that I saw, but it might be bouncing around right around that 160 price point. It's a little high. But when you hear the durability, I did not give the durability prediction. I'm going 1,000. Maybe even a plus at the end of that. I would be shocked if this shoe did not go 1,000 miles. Now, you might, in fact, I would say, whoops, sorry about that. In fact, I would say that the midsole material would soften up after 200 or 300 miles. You might need that much time just to kind of soften up and break in that midsole. It's built so well. Okay, there you have it. Other shoes to buy on your screen. I just put the Akasha, the Saucony X, and these are shoes that I try that are similar to this one. You can never nail it exactly because every shoe is a little bit different, but shoes that are similar. All right, the Saucony Exodus Ultra and then the Innovate X Talent Ultra 260 V2 shoe quick specs for the La Sportiva Cyklon on your screen. Soak it in one more time. Loving that BOA on that upper. Okay, compression molded EVA, and again that about $160 price point. They call it the dynamic cage, what wraps over the top of your foot there. Whew, pretty special. We gotta say, they really are. I would love to go to the Dolomites, northern Italy, and just let it rip for 2, 3, 4 days, just adventure running in this shoe. Absolutely, I would do that in a heartbeat. There you have it. All right, shoe quick specs. Now, tossing it to Leadville. You'll see who I'm with up there in the high country. There it is, Joseph in the house, everybody. Oh man, okay, little divergence from the studio. First of all, you're looking at the new course record holder, everybody. And a new, actually, you want to announce who you're running for now?
Oh, yeah. So, as of a couple months ago, running for La Sportiva, and that's kind of part of, I guess, what we're talking about today.
Yeah. And by the way, for those that don't know, this is my brother Joseph. And you're looking at the new course record holder for the Leadville Heavy Half. Good work.
Yeah, thanks, yeah.
Crushed it today.
Heavy half, there he is, Joseph DeMoor, crowning him the heavy half champion.
Yeah, it's fun to be up here in Leadville and just kind of finishing up the race. It was a great race today. It's fun.
Yeah, knocking it out. All right, we're finishing off the review of the La Sportiva Cyklon 2. I'll give you the final score here in a second, but what are your thoughts on this shoe, this trail shoe, aggressive trail shoe from La Sportiva?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think you nailed it. Aggressive shoe. Sportiva really aims to make, mountain running shoes, and that's kind of the next level up from trail running, I would say. So, yeah, aggressive, beefy, burly, durable shoes.
Yeah.
And this has been one of my favorites. I've been running in it since last year, and yeah, it's been a great shoe for me.
Yeah. Now, for the Italians watching out there, let us know in the comments, is La Sportiva influenced by the fact that the mountains in northern Italy are like so rugged? That's what we were talking about on the cool down,
Yeah, I think it's definitely part of their heritage, part of their roots, and also I think the fact that La Sportiva is also a major mountaineering, climbing company has some influence in their mountain running shoes.
And now last week, was it? You set an FKT in this shoe. All right, everybody, in this shoe. What did you do?
Yeah, so I've set a couple in this shoe, and most recently it was the Belford Ascent, a 14er here in Colorado. So yeah, I think this is a great training shoe, kind of all-around trail training shoe, but it's also got the ability to run fast.
Yeah.
And get after it, go out for harder efforts as well.
Now, of course, everyone wants to... Sorry, there's a truck. Hold on.
Good old Leadville.
Good old Leadville. Everyone wants to know your thoughts on the BOA system, because obviously that's pretty unique. What do you think about the BOA?
I think the BOA is awesome. I think it really spreads out kind of the connection, I guess, on the top of the foot. Helps avoid any hot spots. I think you're going to start to see a lot more BOA integrated into the BOA lacing into trail and road shoes too, probably.
Yeah.
They're figuring out how to do it lighter and make it last for the life of the shoe. So I think we're going to see a lot more of the BOA.
I gave a crazy durability prediction. Now it's just a prediction, but how many miles you have in your shoe?
I have my current pair that I'm wearing right now. I believe about 200.
Yeah.
I've got a couple pairs now. I think this shoe could easily go 500-600 miles, depending on your injury history, things like that. But yeah, I think it'll go a long time.
I went kind of crazy. I went even higher. So you'll I think you already saw the score. It's just like I say, built like a tank. When I think, not to talk about other companies, but I think of Innovate when I think of just like really solid build quality.
Yeah, I think so. I think this shoe reminds me a bit of some of the Innovate shoes and the quality, and it is kind of European based, and so keeping that in mind for the sizing. I think it has a little bit of a more generous fit compared to like maybe a Solomon or an Innovate. I really like the fit of the upper, a little bit extra toe room, and not crazy, so you don't feel too loosey-goosey in there. But it's been a fun shoe.
Nice. Any last thoughts on the Cyclone 2?
No, I think it's worth a try. Check out the BOA, and I think it's got now some outsole, awesome grip and everything. I've run snow, ice, mud, haven't had any issues, so looking forward to a lot more miles in the shoe.
Yeah. And one last question, other than the Cyclone 2, what's your kind of go-to racing shoe from La Sportiva right now?
So I'd say I guess two of them. Today I raced in the Captiva for the Leadville half, and then I also really like the Helios 3.
Okay.
I think it's their lightest shoe and super nimble, really good ground feel. But yeah, they've got a wide range of great shoes. I'm a little biased, but
at USA's, what will you, the Helios?
I'll probably use the Captiva because of the
yeah.
rockiness.
Okay.
But yeah, anything short and fast type of racing, I probably would use the Helios.
Yeah. All right, there we go, everybody. Joseph throwing down a little shoe review, not in the studio, in good old Leadville, Colorado. So, all right, good work today.
Yeah,
boom,
thank you.
crushed
Appreciate
it. New course record. All right.
Got a good coach.
Oh, come on now. Final score coming at you in the studio. There you go, me and my brother. I don't know if we've ever done a running shoe review together. I'm not sure, but a big congrats to him once again. Now sponsored by La Sportiva. Pretty big deal, everybody. Okay, full review score. There it is on your screen right now. Boom. Shakalaka. Soak it in. I think it was about 7.6 out of 10. Not too shabby at all, okay? Question of the day, and then that comment of the day, question of the day. What was it? What is going to be your next trail running shoe purchase, and why that shoe? Okay, why are you going for that one? Sound good? And I know not everybody buys trail shoes, but it'll be interesting to see where everybody's thinking in the summer 2022 trail running season. Andy, Todd, you get the comment of the day. Hi Seth, I have the Akasha 1. It's a tank of a shoe, but doesn't feel heavy. As for the midsole, I find in hot weather, this is interesting, it softens up real nice, and you do get some nice bounce then. In the cold weather, it's firmer for sure, but that then gives you better traction in the snow and mud. La Sportiva have a great recycle policy using the materials from old shoes to make the new ones. Very interesting. I did not know that. Thank you, Andy Todd, for enlightening all of us. All right, thanks. We will toss it to another. We are starting to test more La Sportiva trail shoes. Thank you, La Sportiva, for sending them along. Keep them coming, because I'm ready to keep testing. Right there, another La Sportiva, maybe the Akasha, what Andy's talking about. Right there, right there, right there. All right, seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.